Hello, everybody, and good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. Hey, girl, Ruthie, the truth, your financial wellness coach, and your number one strategist for goal driven planning. And I know y'all know what today is. It's the Wheel of Life Wednesday. Yes. Welcome, welcome to you all. So before I get started, I just want to say you guys are so awesome. Like for real, y'all are amazing, and thank y'all. I want to say thank you to all of the grads that I've connected with so far this month. It has been such a pleasure to serve you, to connect with you, and also to just be able to build the community that I didn't think was going to grow as quickly as it's growing. And so you guys have been keeping me on my P's and Q's for the longest, like, this month alone has been quite, quite a historical month, I must say. And so, with that said, I just want to say thank you so much for believing in Ruthie's Road to 800, believing in my mission, spreading the word, subscribing to my YouTube channel, following me on Instagram, following me on TikTok, and just kind of giving all of the feedback to the content that I've been putting out for you guys, and so that way I can improve and grow, and most importantly, serve all of the dads and grads and hit the 800 mark. Um, it is extremely humbling to um, just hear so many of you guys' stories, and yeah, I didn't expect this thing to take off in the direction that it's taking. But I am very, what's the word? Excited and nervous at the same time to see how far we can actually take this thing. And it's all because of you. It's all because of your support before the dads and grads mission, and all of you guys who have purchased either the traditional Wheel of Life workbook or the digital version of the Real Life Workbook. I want to say thank you so much for trusting me with your um, journey in the financial wellness space. All right. And so I'm not going to take up too much of your time, and please excuse this glare that's going on over here. Uh, you know, y'all know with me and technology, it's always something. But eventually, I'm working on the improvements, and it's exciting. I am so excited for you guys to see all of the improvements that are in store. All right. So, with all of that said, let's get into it. So, this Wheel of Life Wednesday, and just to give y'all a quick heads up, I was been quite lightheaded today. So if I talk a little slower than normal, it's because the girl is trying to get her back on track. So I can't move a little, I gotta take it easy a little bit. All right. So here we go. Wheel of Life Wednesday. Here are the instructions. So for Wheel of Life Wednesday, four simple steps for those of you who are just joining us for the first time. Um, the Wheel of Life workbook requires you to find a trusted friend, family member, or significant other to share in this weekly experience with you. All right. The objective is for you to take turns with whoever it is that you choose to fill out this Wheel of Life workbook with, to ask each other the questions: how are you feeling? Right? And to listen after you ask that question, on a scale of 1 to 10, to find out each of these 8 categories that are are directly impacted by both your finances and your mental health. Now, this one is already completed, so I'm not gonna show y'all too much information, but I do want you to, realize what it would look like. So choose a color, and the color you choose, let's just say, for example, the green on this particular day, right? So each person that participates chooses a color, and you take turns. You could either do it in your own book, or if each of you have separate books, then you do it in your own separate books. And the objective is to have a well-rounded circle, which in life we all know that nobody's perfect. So to have a perfectly round circle means either one, you're probably not telling the truth about something, or you may not necessarily, I don't want to say, anyway, there's gonna be something like life is not a perfect balance, so there's always gonna be something that's off. And the objective is just for you to know that it's okay to be off because that's a part of being a human being, it's a part of life. And the most important part is that you had the opportunity on a weekly basis to be asked the question of how you are feeling. And not only that, but on a scale of 1 to 10, you have the opportunity every single week to reflect on what exactly is going on inside with you and within your life. All right. And you get to share that and vice versa. Whoever you choose gets to share that with you also. All right. So this handy dandy bar graph behind me is the results for this week's Wheel of Life Wednesday. And so, everybody who's on Instagram, my apologies for you not being able to see the entire screen. You could definitely feel free to jump on to my YouTube channel. So just type in Ruthie Be Truth the same way that is here in IG. You go on the YouTube channel and you'll be able to see the full screen. All right. So, um, for this week, and also shout out to the moms that are trying to fill out this Wheel of Life Wednesday, and you let me know that there was no mom category. So I will be making the adjustments before this week is out, so that way all of you moms out there that want to fill this out, you will have the opportunity to do so. I'm gonna add some new categories. So see, y'all just supporting the personal growth. I'm so proud. Y'all make me happy. All right, y'all. So before we officially get started, here we are. So we have the grads, which are 30, it's even. So it's 33% participation between the dads, grads, and the double whammies, which are both dads and grads. All right. And here is the next phase of the bar graph that shows girl dads, boy dads. It seems like the double whammy boy dads are in the lead with the participation here. So all of you double whammy boy dads, shout out to all of y'all. Thank you so much for taking the time out to do the Wheel of Life. This is quite interesting to learn your journey and what it is that your goals are for you, both you and your sons, as well as your daughters, if you do have daughters. But just the fact that a lot of the boy dads are tapping in, it's that means y'all really trying to get this legacy thing going. I see y'all. I see y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. All right. And also I see a lot of teen dads and college, um, college grads. All right. So shout out to all the college grads, and thank you so much for taking the time to participate in the Wheel of Life Wednesday. All right. So for the first category, let's open up the handy dandy Wheel of Life workbook. All right. So for the first category, we are talking about our friends category. All right. So that's the first part of the circle here out of the 8 categories. So I'm going to read off the bar graph, and after the bar graph, I will give you my personal responses for this week. All right. So, um, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your friends? Now, according to the dads and grads who participated this week, we have 7.1% of dads and grads that rate their friends category a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, and 5 out of 10. All right. And for anybody, just to let you guys know, anybody who's 5 and below, I have a nice handy dandy resource and also a podcast segment coming up for dads, grads, and conrads, right? Because I don't know who all filled out these lower scores, but I have 10 strategies that can help you build and maintain. I'm sorry, not build and maintain. What is it? To nourish. I should have wrote it down. My bad, y'all. But ten strategies to maintain and nourish a healthy friendship. All right. So this is specifically for y'all who rated your friends category 5 and below. All right. Um, well, I mean, 5 is kind of like neutral. So I guess 5 is okay, but definitely the 4 and the 3s. Yes. Y'all want to tap in on that episode coming soon. Um, next 42.9% of the dads and grads participated rated their friends category a 7 out of 10, followed by 21.4% of dads and grads that rated their friends category 8 out of 10. And lastly, 7.1% of dads and grads that rated their friends category this week a 9 and 10 out of 10. Sorry, y'all. So this is pretty good. Majority of y'all rate your friends category a 7 out of 10. And I know there's so many different reasons why, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna skip over the specific reasons that you gave and just kind of go with the flow of, you know, this what you call it, giving you my response. All right. So for this week, I would say the friends category, hey. My friends category, it's interesting, right? Because I'm kind of torn this week, right? And the reason why I say this is because, you know, everybody has their own kind of like definition of what each of these categories are. And so on Instagram, I'm starting to actually define what the definition is from my perspective of each of these categories. And I haven't posted the friends one yet, but um, friends can mean so many different things to so many different people. And because of this, I would say, I'm gonna stick with the neutral 5 for now, but, um, as you grow, as I am growing, right, and I'm sure plenty of you all are probably experiencing this as well, during the growth process, you kind of, um, gain and lose friends based on the level of life you're at, and a lot of times, it may seem to people that what's the word? That you're I guess I don't know if they feel like, they're maybe intimidated by your growth, or they just want to be where you are in life, and they may not necessarily have the same level of ambition to get there, or they just have a different goal in life than what you have, and at some point in time, like maybe in the beginning of you guys having a friendship, you were on the same path, you had the same goals, and you may have accomplished those goals, and now y'all are on to new goals and new dreams and new aspirations in life. And that doesn't necessarily it kind of puts you out of alignment. And so when you go out of the alignment, it's challenging, right? Because it's like, "Oh, okay, well, this person was like my day one." But just because a person is a day one, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to continue to have that same level. I mean, some friends do, withstand the test of times, but I wanna make sure that the dads and grads out there are, have the confidence enough to know when it's time to readjust or reevaluate the friends that you have from day one, because we all grow and evolve, right? And so evolution is a process, like, it's a part of the human process to evolve into the next stages of life. And sometimes you may break friendships off for a moment in time and then kind of figure out that, you just to grow in your own space. And then, you can always have the reunion, like, what you call it? I saw Drew Hill the other day. you know, Cisco went and did his own thing, and then, uh, I guess years later, Drew Hill came back for the reunion tour, whatever, whatever, and, everything is, like, right back on track. So, I just wanna encourage the dads and grads out there, and I'm encouraging myself in the process because I'm realizing that this is a part of the process of life. Like, don't I don't want any of you guys to feel as if um, you are not being the best friend that you can be for your day ones or vice versa, because evolution is just a natural part of the process in life. And it's okay to break off with friends that are not in alignment with what you're doing at a particular time in your life. All right. Hopefully that helps. Um, for especially for those that kind of rated their score on the lower end. And yeah, like, let me know if it actually did help. Like, let me know in the comments because I just want to make sure that y'all, that you stay encouraged. Don't feel too bad when you kind of have to break ties. I know there's a grief process and the growing phases of life, but this too shall pass. And the true friends are they're gonna know, they're gonna understand, and they'll be there when you get back. Like, or whatever, God willing, wherever life is supposed to take you, let it take you there. All right. That's the bottom line. All right. And don't feel bad in the process. Next, with that being said, we are going into the health category. So this category of health has two subdivisions, right? First, first subdivision is mental health, and the second one is obviously physical health. So, starting with the mental health, and this goes into what I was saying previously about the friends. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your mental health? All right. According to the participants this week, 14.3% of dads and grads rate their mental health category at a 2 out of 10. Again, I want y'all to be encouraged to know that um, going through life adjustments, it will take a toll on your mental health. And it's normal. Don't think that something is wrong with you. Don't think that you're alone because a lot of times people go through things and they don't want people to know exactly what it is that they're going through. Or they make it seem like they're not going through something when they really are. And society makes this a norm that everything is always supposed to be all right. And that's not always the case. So, whatever you may be going through, for those of you who rated this category 2 out of 10, um, tap in with me because whatever it is that you're going through, I want you to know that you're not alone. And I've been there myself many times over, more than I actually like to admit because, again, nobody wants to talk about when their mental health is not intact because then it's like something is wrong with you and whatever, whatever, like, that's not the case. Like, this is what I'm here for, all right? Um, so to continue with the bar graph, 7.1% of dads and grads this week rate their mental health category a 7 I'm sorry, a 5 and 6 out of 10, all right? followed by 14.3% of dads and grads who rate their mental health category this week a 7 out of 10. And then leading this week in the mental health category is 8 out of 10 with 28.6% of dads and grads who rate their mental health category at this level. I mean, at this scale, on the scale. And 21.4% of dads and grads this week rate their mental health category 9 out of 10. And lastly, 7.1% of dads and grads rate their mental health category a 10 out of 10. All right. So 8 out of 10 is the average for this week. Well, I mean, not the average, but this is the highest point. So, I'm glad that you guys are like, y'all doing pretty good with the mental health. Those that are not, just know that, that there's nothing wrong with you. Like you have to be understanding with yourself and have patience with yourself, right? And this week, I would say, I wasn't feeling my best in my mental health, but I've learned as I do a lot of self-reflection, I'm learning why. And so here's the moment of truth, the Ruthie be truth, right? A moment of transparency. Um, Usually, the closer it gets to the anniversary of my brother's death, this June, the 29th will make 5 years. Um, it gets very difficult for me personally, and it takes a lot more energy for me. Like, I have to build up a lot more energy to be able to kinda get through the day well, the days leading up to the day of the anniversary, and then also, um, the day of is very difficult for me, right? Along with Father's Day, but this year has been much better. Having the mixer definitely helped. This is obviously another reason why I do the Wheel of Life Wednesdays because, I noticed historically that June has always been a very difficult time. My grandfather passed away on Father's Day, in 2019 as well. So a lot of the males in my life have a lot of the fathers, are and not just fathers, my brother wasn't a dad, but, you know, the male figures that were very significant in my life, are no longer here, and this is exactly why I take time every single week to check in with the dads and the grads, right? So male and female. Shout out to Sin, she didn't even realize that I had to put the females up there too. So yeah, it's for both. I do prioritize the males because I know from personal experience of having to navigate life to be the protector and provider for my children after my divorce, um, it was challenging, and after the death of my dad, it was very difficult to get through that process, and that's when I realized the connection between mental health and money management because where I was supposed to be making money and managing it, I was, like, really at a super low point. I was, like, at a 1 out of 10, probably even a 0 or a negative. And, this week, it's been a bit of a challenge. I think I'm at, like, maybe about a 4, um, out of 10 in my mental health right now because it's just challenging. Life, it just happens. Like, that's just a part of life. And, the positive side of it is that, having the knowledge base and having the tool like this to reflect on what's going on and why makes me realize, like, "Oh, okay, this is a part of, like, what happens in life with me." So June is kinda like my downer month, but once I know that pattern, then I realize, like, okay, that is my norm because this is what's going on in my life. And so that's the objective is to have you guys also kind of check in with yourself enough to know that this is a norm, like, to identify what the norms are in your life, and just because they're not everybody else's norms, that does not mean that you should be completely exiled from feeling however you're feeling, alright? I hope that helps, and, with that said, we will move on to the next category, subcategory of health, which is physical health, right? So, a very interesting fact that I've learned is, before I go into the bar graph, is that, a lot of the mental health, when you know how when we go to the hospital, typically is because there's something that is going on, it's not all the way correct, like, something's wrong with our physical health, right? So, we go to the hospital. A lot of times when something is wrong in our mental health, we tend to go to the gym or work out or physical. We tend to be a lot more physical. Sometimes people have, the physical reaction can be negative, and other times it can be positive. But at the end of the day, you know, it's very important, like, physical activity is very important for your mental health, bottom line, right? And so, with that said, um, this is what strikes me as being quite interesting, you know, on this, category, alright? So, physical health, on a scale of 1 to 10, I ask dads and grads, how are you feeling about your physical health, right? So, this week, the dads and grads who participated rated their physical health a 2 out of 10. I'm sorry, 7.1% of dads and grads rated their physical health category a 2 out of 10, followed by, oh, and also 7.1% of dads and grads rated their sorry, physical health a 5 out of 10, right? Followed by the leading, score for this week, which is a 7 out of 10. 35.7% of the dads and grads rated their physical health category, at a 7 out of 10. Then we have 21.4% of dads and grads rate their physical health category an 8 out of 10, followed by 14.3% of dads and grads who rate their physical health category this week at a 9 and 10 out of 10. All right. So this this kind of like goes to show you that physical health, it can be directly tied to your mental health. And, the more, I mean, a lot of times when we go through mental health challenges, we may not feel like doing anything physically, but, if you create a habit or pattern of getting, more focused on your physical health, like whether it's exercising, or it doesn't have to be rigorous, it could be walking, like, a lot of things. What I like to do is a bridge walk because for me, I'm visual, so it helps me feel like, "Okay, I'm bigger than the world." Just at least for a fraction of the time in the day, right? And I get to see life from a different perspective, right? From an aerial perspective. And it's very soothing, it's very satisfying, and when the sun rises and sun sets, it just kind of allows me to, connect with nature, right? You get to see the trees, like the top of the trees, you get to see the very bottom of the clouds and the water as it's flowing, the boats as they're going by, like, it's just, it's a very interesting, like, it's not a rigorous physical process, but it's something that helps to clear the mind. It's still doing some taking action and being active. So, um, there's that part of it, and, it works. And even if it's something that has to be done on a consistent basis, and you miss a day or 2 or whatever, that's a part of life. Like, nothing is perfect. Everything is still okay, and you just kind of, like, make up for it, extend grace to yourself, like, "Okay, I missed a day, I missed leg day, or I missed, hitting the bridge because it rained," or whatever the case is. and you just take life in stride and make sure that, you don't add too much extra pressure on yourself because for one, that energy can transfer onto other people, and if you are a leader that has this excess energy, negative energy, or stressful energy, then that is going to have a domino effect on the people who you are leading, which is going to lead to more stress, right? They say, um, okay, I don't know the word, but I'm about to make it up now. Stress begets stress, right? Like you can't whatever you're sowing, that's what's you're gonna reap it. So you try something different, try something new, and a lot of people are not used to doing things new. A lot of people don't want to do that, like to stay stuck with whatever they like to do because that's just a part of what it is. But every now and again, when life is life, and you still gotta keep going because it's the wheel of life, and that's just how life goes. You kinda gotta roll with the punches, pivot a few minor habits, and, and just know that everything is gonna be alright. Life is still going to give you some level of reward for making the adjustments and making the pivots. So that is the bottom line. Alright? Um, I hope that was helpful to the dads and grads out there. So yes, physical health, I would say, well, early is, I had a bit of a dizzy spell, so Imma say, maybe I'm about at like, about a 6, a 6 out of 10 this week. Yeah, 'cause I was a little off today. I wasn't drinking enough water, and, yeah, after the dehydration, I felt that, like, all the way today, and, yeah, it kinda had me down for a little bit physically, like, literally could not move for a little bit, but I'm here, I'm still alive, still able to talk to y'all, and that is what matters most, thank God, and yeah, hopefully things will get better as the weeks and months progress. Alright? So, with that said, the next category is family, familia. Alright? So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your family? Right? According to the dads and grads who participated this week, 7.1% of the dads and grads rate their family category a 2 and 4 out of 10, right? I also have um, a few blogs about family. So for those of you who rated your family category a 2 and 4 out of 10, I'm not exactly sure why, but I will review the details of what's going on there and extend the resource to you about the family category. All right. Next is 14.3% of dads and grads rate their family category a 5 out of 10, followed by 21.4% of dads and grads who rate their family category a 6 out of 10. And in the lead this week for the family category, 28 point is at 28.6% of the dads and grads this week rate their family category an 8 out of 10, followed by 7.1% of dads and grads who rate their family category a 9 out of 10. And finally, we have 14.3% of the dads and grads who rate their family category this week at a 10 out of 10. All right. So, um, it seems like 8 out of 10 is the general um, score for the dads and grads this week in their family category, which is, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm glad. Again, for those of you who rated below 5 and below, I will make sure that I send out the resource uh, of the blogs that I have for this category to kind of help you with whatever it is that you may be struggling with in your family category this week. All right. So with that said, okay, family on my scale of 1 to 10. Whew, I don't know. I feel like again, this week has just kind of been on a lower end for me. So I would say perhaps, um, I don't know. I think I'm at about like a 4 out of 10 this week. And a part of it had a lot to do with learning my family or the lack thereof, right? And learning how different I am in comparison to many of my majority of my family members. It was a little down, like, it had me down for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. It was kind of, I don't know what the word is, but yeah, it just it didn't feel that great. I didn't like the way it made me feel. And, you know, I guess being someone who is always wanting the best for others out of life, um, when to know that that's not how all of the relatives in my family feel, like they don't have that same mindset, um, it is very challenging to maintain a healthy and, um, quite a few of which I just don't connect with anymore because, once you know the truth, you have to kinda, like, deal with it, right, and live with it, and, it's difficult because you kind of it goes back to that friends category with the day ones, like, you have day one friends, but you outgrow them, right, and a lot of times when in situations where you surround yourself by people with fixed mindsets and you have a growth mindset and they tend to feel as if you think you're better than them, and that's not the case. I mean, in my mind, if we're family, I think, one wins, we all win. It's like a team, but not everybody in the family looks at life from that perspective, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's what some of these dads and grads are going through right here on the end of the spectrum, but, that has been my, uh, experience. And again, it's not all of my relatives, but, like I said, the majority of the ones that I attempt to connect with or, you know, or used to have relationship with, like a very tight relationship with, I just can't have that relationship with anymore. And it's very painful to, go each day knowing that I have to change the habit of staying disconnected from them because their values are disaligned with my values, and, probably will be for a very long time until I guess they figure their life out or whatever. I don't know. I can't say, but Imma just take sip my tea on that. So with that said, we move on to the next category. All right. Next category is fun. Yay! So for the fun category, and it's so funny because I remember I tell y'all, like, every time I get to these categories, I always think of different songs. So every time I see the word fun, SpongeBob SquarePants pops up in my head, like, every single time. I don't know why. But yes, if it's for friends who do stuff together, you is for you and me. Alright, anyway, uh, I had to, what's up, for this category. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I asked the dads and grads, "How are you feeling about your fun category?" Alright? Um, and as always, it's pretty scattered, although I must say, the 8 out of 10 just happens to be, like, peaking. And it seems like just about all these categories are getting the majority is 8 out of 10. Right? So we have 14.3% of dads and grads who rate their fun category this week at a 2 out of 10, followed by 7.1% of dads and grads that rate their fun category a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and 7 out of 10. Right? So everybody's kind of split right there. Next, we have 28.6% of dads and grads that rate their fun category an 8 out of 10, followed by another 7.1% of the dads and grads who rate their fun category a 9 out of 10. And finally, we have 14.3% of dads and grads that rate their fun category a 10 out of 10. All right. Fun for me, this week has been quite a bit of a roller coaster, I must say. So I did have some points where I was kinda at, like, about a 9 out of 10, but it fluctuated, right? There was other parts of this week where I was at, like, a 3 out of 10. So, um, I guess if you take the 9 and the 3 and you kinda divide and multiply and cross cancel, I guess it would be 6, midpoint. So I would rate my fun category this week 60%. All right. Just because you know, it was fluctuating this week. Um, and yeah. All right. So next category is education. Education. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your education? All right. According to the dads and grads who have participated this week, 7.1% of dads and grads rate their education category a 2 and 3 out of 10. All right. Followed by 28.6% of dads and grads that rate their education category both a 7 out of 10 and an 8 out of 10. Excuse me, sorry. Next is the 21.4% of dads and grads who rate their education category a 9 out of 10. And finally, we have, uh, 7.1% of dads and grads that rate their education category a 10 out of 10. Alright? So that is the responses for this week's dads and grads, and I would say, um this week, I rate my education category, I would say 6. I'm at a 6 out of 10. Right, and because most of y'all already know, but for those of you who don't, I am actively working on learning Spanish, becoming fluent in learning Spanish, and so I did and not only that, but also, business management. So that's also a thing. So I did get a chance to read through some of the, literature, business management side, and also the Spanish. I was able to watch a few episodes, but I kinda fell asleep, so I don't know if that really counts. But but that's where I'm at, just self-educating because I feel like you don't necessarily need a formal education in order to be educated, all right, if that makes sense. It all starts with books, right? I mean, this is the workbook, but, you just find the actual physical book of whatever it is that you want to work on. So, I am currently reading Nonprofits for Dummies as well as Grant Writing for Dummies. And, uh, I like the for dummies thing because I feel like it breaks it down to like it's reduced to the ridiculous. So the analytical part of my brain that always overthinks doesn't have to ever overthink when I read any book that's like for dummies. All right. So I highly encourage anybody who feels like they're not so advanced in a particular subject, to definitely tap into the For Dummies series or whatever topic it is that you would like to learn, because you can literally learn anything that you want to learn, but it all starts with you and wanting to really have the confidence to grab a book. Doesn't matter. Whatever the topic is, grab a book in it. So you wanna do education for dummies. I'm not sure if they have a book for that, but I'm pretty sure that you may be able to actually, if I do find a resource, I definitely will, submit that, because I feel like, you know what, uh, there's gotta be a book. I think the For Dummies, series has, like, every topic that you could possibly think of, so we'll see. Aw, hey. What's going on, Aaron? Oh man, you came on, it's almost done. All right, so the category that we just went over is education. Um, I guess you could feel free to. Oh no, well this is not going to give the live thing. At some point, I guess I will have the application where you guys can like enter it in live and it'll pop up simultaneously. But yes, but we're moving on to the second to last category, which is personal growth. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your personal growth? All right. Um, According to the dads and grads who participated this week, 7.1% of dads and grads rate their personal growth category at 2 out of 10. And again, personal growth, this is another one of those uh, yeah, this is one of the categories that I actually have put up a definition on Instagram, but I'm definitely add that to my YouTube shorts. Now that I think about it, like, why am I not adding this to my YouTube short? So yeah, so I'll add all the definitions, at least from my perspective, of what each of these categories mean. And um, that you can use that as a reference point as well. The Next we have 14.3% of dads and grads who rate their personal growth category a 5 out of 10, followed by another 7.1% of dads and grads who rate their personal growth category a 6 out of 10. And then we have a tie between 8 out of 10 and not, well, I'm sorry, a 28.6% tie between uh 8 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 ratings for their personal growth category. And finally, 14.3% of the dads grads rate their personal growth category a 10 out of 10. All right, so feel free to write whatever your personal growth rating is for this week. And I appreciate you for tapping in. I appreciate you. Thank you. Um, I guess for my personal growth, again, this week for me has been very tricky. I have been so up and down and all around. The roller coaster, the Ruthie roller coaster has been coasting like crazy and like it's still going. You know, big wheels keep on turning, you know? So I would say the personal growth, I would say 6 out of 10. Yeah, so I'm right here. So whoever this is, I'm with you. Um, yeah, and the reason why I would say a 6 out of 10 is because like I was saying earlier, it is quite difficult to go through the process of growth when society gives you one set of norms, but then you realize that like not everything that society tells you is factual, and they say ignorance is bliss. And so I am becoming a lot less ignorant to the norms of life and the realities of life. And so it's not as blissful. If I could sum it up to put it that way, like, it's just not as blissful to learn all of the realities of life. However, I will say that I am very, um, appreciative, I'm very grateful for the ability to be able to process that. You know, like the serenity prayer, God grant me serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. So grateful for that. And also to accept the thing I mean, to change the courage to change the things that I can, which hence the reason why I'm here right now, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I'm so grateful for the wisdom to know the difference between what I can and cannot change. And it is very humbling to go through this process with myself, like, with you guys that I get to interact with in person, as well as all of you that I interact with, um, you know, behind the scenes or like on social media, on the live, on the replays. Like you guys are amazing. Like shout out to all the dads and shout out to all the grads that stay connected with the truth and just are growing. We are going through this personal growth journey together. And it is an amazing experience. It is definitely something, even though it doesn't feel good to me all the time. It is something that I know is very necessary in order to make it to the next level. That means that there is success in this feeling of not feeling so great. Right? So, whoever is here, right here at this 2 out of 10, just know it's a part of your success. You probably are on a very good track to becoming successful. All right. Let's see. Oh. All right, personal growth 4 out of 10 because I feel like I'm just executing and not really learning anything new. I did finish a book today. Oh, congratulations! Um, what does it say? No one cares about my career. Wait, how do I? Oh man, all right. I don't know what's going on yet. I'm trying to see the rest of what you wrote, but I don't know. Type something else so I can get it. The reaction button is blocking the rest of what I'm trying to read. So, uh, I'm assuming it says no one cares about your career. That's not true. Ruthie cares about your career. Okay, yeah, I was right. Okay. Oh, that's the name of the book. Oh, okay. That's deep. Okay. No one cares about your career. Check out his book about that wallet, y'all. Dang, how'd you come up with that title? That's pretty interesting. I would love to learn more. All right. As you typing that in, I'll move on to the last category. Did I get mine? Yeah, I think I gave mine. Did I give mine for personal growth? I don't remember. But all right, I think I did. I believe I did. The next category is romance. Romance. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your romance category or love life? And yeah, we're coming back to that, the title of that book, because I really want to know what made you come up with that title. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, 14.3% of the dads and grads rate their romance category a 1 out of 10 and 2 out of 10. All right. Followed by 7.1% of dads and grads who rate their romance category a 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and 7 out of 10. Okay. And then in the lead, as I probably could have projected this week, is 8 out of 10, with a whopping 35.7% of the dads and grads who rate their category at this level. And finally, last but not least, is 7.1% of dads and mothers who rate their romance category a 10 out of 10. All right. So all of the 7.1% in this category, I actually have a reference for y'all. So I know you guys submit the emails with these categories, and now that I have references, I will be emailing you guys with the information. So for all of y'all, that is Ruthie's appreciation book for, um, just to let y'all know that I'm thinking of y'all. And, feel free to leave a testimonial and let me know. Hey, you know what? This actually worked. Ruthie the Truth sent me the resource for the romance, and it actually worked. It's quite a few um, strategies in this department that I'm quite familiar with that I know work for a fact. And yes, I have no problem sharing it with you guys. All right. Um, what did you say? This reaction thing is okay. I don't know how to change this to where I'll be able. Okay, I think I got this out. Let's see. Let's see. You said no one cares about your career. It's the name of the book. Example, CEO of Barstool wrote it. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, I thought you meant you wrote the book. Ah, I told y'all I'm broke today. Alright, you actually read that book. Okay, I thought you wrote it. 'Cause I know you said you were writing a book, but gotcha. It's alright. Just had a blonde moment. Don't worry about it, y'all. I'm back. I'm back. Ruthie's back. Alright. Um, it's interesting. I'm gonna try to check that out. I haven't finished, um, my other book that I told you I was reading, but I kinda jumped to other books because I felt like it was a more pressing issue to get this, business management thing secured because there's a lot going on, and that is interesting. I'm gonna check that out at some point. Alright, thank you for clarifying, and excuse my blonde moment, but alright, cool, cool, cool. Alright, so I think I went over this. Yes, I did the bar graph. What is Ruthie's romance category on a scale of 1 to 10? This week, um, I would say, I haven't really tapped into romance because although I did go to uh, a free salsa dancing class earlier this week, so that was pretty I guess salsa is like the dance of romance, I guess, or something like that, so that was cool, and, but, I didn't, like, find love in the club, nothing like that, so I would say 5, neutral right now. You said, "LOL, no worries, it's your library card." Okay, alright, it's free. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, Imma check it out, Imma definitely check it out. That's cool, that's what's up. Yeah, check it out for sure. So yeah, that's what my romance is. I'm right here. Romance is right here. 5 out of 10, neutral. But it was very fun to, get some energy out and, I had fun. I was able to get out some physical energy during the dance class and also, just connect with people and make new acquaintances. And it was cool. It was cool. So, uh next category. All right. I see you. I see you. Last category is career. Career. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your career? All right. According to the dads and grads who participated in this week's Wheel of Life responses, 7.1% of dads and grads rate their career category a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, and 5 out of 10. All right. Um, again, I'll review what the reason was why you guys chose these numbers and I'll provide you with some of my resources from my blog, some new releases. And yes, so 14.3% of dads and grads rate their career category a 6 out of 10, and also an 8 out of 10. Wow, interesting. Okay. And then we jump straight up to 42.9% of dads and grads that rate their career category a 9 out of 10. And finally, We have 7.1% of dads and grads who rate their romance category a 10 out of 10. Okay? I mean, sorry, that's the romance. I'm sorry, I meant to say career. Their career category a 10 out of 10. All right. So, career for me, oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10 for this week. And the reason why I give that uh rating is because, when I was like not feeling my greatest, I feel like a lot of my day-to-day interactions have kind of taken a decline, and that didn't make me feel too good. So, um, it's definitely something that I have to work. Like, this, I just Ruthie's been not feeling too great this week, but coming on here always makes me feel better. So, and especially when you guys participate, it definitely boosts my spirits. And, hopefully I'm boosting you guys' spirits as well, especially those of you who rate at a 5 and below. All right, let me know. Let Ruthie know. Ooh, excuse me. But I must say that things are growing. Things are going and growing, and it is just, challenging to keep up. But I cannot wait to get out of this phase of um going to the next level. He's like, get some sleep. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, I will be getting some sleep. I have to get back into a regimen. I've been off my regimen, and that has not been good. But that just goes to show you, right? I was telling everybody that earlier, when your mental health takes a bit of a hit, it has a domino effect on everything. And so my sleep patterns have definitely been off this month, but I've learned that my norm is just the fact that like it's getting closer to the anniversary of my brother's death. He died at 41, and it just, that just kind of gets to me. So I've learned historically that this is what happens, and I have a lot more sleepless nights in June. Like, go figure. But I'm sure this is something that most people kind of go through in life, but they just don't necessarily publicize it. But I'm Ruthie the Truth, and this is what I do. So that's why y'all are just seeing, Ruthie raw and uncut. So that's what it is. But I definitely will be attempt to get some sleep. I gotta get back on my melatonin, regimen because that's what I usually do. Not feeling my when I'm not getting enough sleep. But moving right along. All right, the next actually this is just a reflection question. All right. So, which of the following categories do you feel is, for example, what is your biggest area to grow? Majority of you guys said family, fun, and I keep forgetting what this other one is. But family and fun. I know you guys going through that, but we're gonna figure that out. The other one is physical health and education, right? And so when I review, I'll let you guys know whatever resources I have, email to those of you who applied in these categories. All right. And you said, okay, I'm heading out great live. Okay. I appreciate you so much for chiming in. And thank you so much for participating. Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you next week. All right. And definitely get your rest. Okay. All right. Alright, and then the next, next question is, are you interested in joining Ruthie Truth's #800 Club mission for 2024? Alright? So the 800 mission, for those of you who don't know, is my initiative to have a positive financial influence on at least 800 dads and grads who are either business owners, a part of organizations, or just as individuals in need of having someone checking on them and, kind of help get them, push them along in whatever they may be having challenges in, on the financial wellness side. All right. So Yeah, I guess I can turn this over a little bit. So, yes. So we have 50% say maybe, and then we have 33.3% say yes, and 16.7 say all right. So, um, yeah, I think that concludes the Wheel of Life Wednesday live. I definitely appreciate you all for taking the time out to chime in and tap in and participate. And I will say that if you have not received your Wheel of Life Wednesday link, definitely send me a DM or send me a message or drop a comment on my YouTube page. Definitely, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I don't know what it is. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, my battery's about to die. All right. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube page, I don't know what y'all missing, what y'all waiting on. You're missing out on a lot of good information and a lot of good behind, not all behind the scenes, but some clips that are pretty insightful and that can help you in any of these 8 categories in your life. All right. And I have interviewed with real dads, real grads, and even some people that may not be a dad or a grad, but they have some pretty good insight. All right. So, with that said, I just want to say I thank you all for taking the time out of your day to tap in and allow me the opportunity to ask you, how are you feeling? All right. Make sure if you have not followed me on my social media pages, head over to my website, www.ruthiethetruth.com. Just exactly how it's spelled on my page. If you're watching on YouTube, same way, ruthiethetruth.com. Check out the website, check out what I have to offer. And yeah, there's some new things coming down the pipeline for the summertime. So make sure that you check in on that. All right. Is there anything else I have to say? That was pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, y'all. So peace, love, and soul. No, no. Oh, well, I guess no. Love, peace, and hair grease to all of y'all, all my dads and girls out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Definitely be sure to share this live and the clips from this live to the dads and grads in your communities, and not only that, but the dads and grads that are within your circle. All right. And with that said, I look forward to seeing you all next